The Eibach Pro Truck 1-inch rear lift blocks are the perfect complement to other suspension mods on your lifted 2004 through 2020 four-wheel drive F-150. Giving you a full inch of additional height for the rear end of your truck, these pair very well with upgraded shocks, a leveling kit, and many other suspension mods, and will help get your truck the stance that you want. Now, we talk a lot about lift kits and front leveling kits, but sometimes you need a little extra height in the rear of your truck as well. Especially if you're towing or hauling with your lifted truck, a little extra boost does not go amiss. Thankfully, the suspension gurus at Eibach have created a pair of high-quality lift blocks designed to work with their other lift kits, specifically the Pro Truck shocks, and give your truck additional height out back. If you've got a large leveling kit on the front end, these are going to help balance things out and make your truck sit more evenly. Or if you just want a little bit of extra rake, that 1 inch can go a long way here. These are effectively just spacers for your rear leaf springs, and they include 2 heavy-duty centering pins as well for easy installation. Now you might be thinking, well, this is supposed to be a 1-inch lift, why are those so big? Well, these are actually 2.5 inches because they are going to replace the factory lift block that is installed in your truck originally. So you're going to take that out, pop this guy in, and that's going to give you that additional 1 inch of height. The kit also includes bump stop spacers too, so you can have your bump stops function exactly like they're supposed to from the factory, the way that Ford intended. Plus, you've got all new, longer U-bolts for the rear leaf springs as well to accommodate this additional height. Now, spacers are simple things, but it is absolutely essential that they are made well. Eibach has made these from anodized 6061 T6 billet aluminum, so they're protected from corrosion and they're about as lightweight and strong as they can be. Again, they include these heavy-duty centering pins, and the kit comes with the extended U-bolts and matching aluminum bump stop spacers that you need, so everything you need to get this installed is included in the box. You can tell that these are high quality as soon as you pick them up. These have quite a bit of heft to them, and unlike something that's welded or fabricated, there is nothing on here to break. This is one solid piece of aluminum, so you're not going to have to worry about this fracturing or breaking a weld later on down the line. Pricing comes in at about $225 for the kit. Now that makes this a decidedly premium option within the segment, but if you want something that is really solid and gonna last you a long time, it's worth shelling out a little extra cash for this one. And when you're modifying your suspension, you really don't want to take a chance on something that may not be as well made. These are definitely made to last, and they're gonna be strong enough to get the job done, especially if you are hauling with your truck. So if you can, save a little bit of extra cash and pick up this set. Installation gets a 2 out of 3, and the job should take you around 2 hours to complete. While this does require you to drop the rear axle a bit, it really is actually a pretty simple job that you can accomplish at home. It's going to seem a little bit more intimidating than it is, but with just a bit of finesse, everything bolts right into place, and it does not require any permanent modifications to your truck. So it's about as simple a job as one of these can be. We're going to walk you through the entire process right now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, an extension, 13, 15, 17, 21, and 22 millimeter sockets, an 18 millimeter wrench, and also not shown here is a pole jack or jack and jack stands. All right, today we're going to be doing some rear lift blocks on our F-150, so let's get started. All right, so we've got our vehicle in the air, we've got the wheels off. The first thing we need to do is remove the lower shock mounting bolt. That'll free up the travel of the differential because we're going to need to lower that down. I've got a 15 millimeter socket on my impact and an 18 mil wrench, and we'll get that off real quick. Now, before removing this, you want to make sure you have either a pole jack or a floor jack, if you're doing this on the ground, underneath the side of the differential that you're working on to support it. Get that out of the way. Now that we have our lower shock mount removed, we're going to remove our 4 21 millimeter nuts on our factory U-bolts. So we've got our 21 mil socket on our impact, and we'll get those off. We'll remove our factory cradle. We can remove our factory U-bolts. Now we're going to lower our differential down enough to get our factory block out of the way. Then we can set that aside. All right, so now we've got our new block and we've got our differential lowered down enough to get this in. You want to make sure of that. And we're going to line up our locator pins for our perch as well as our leaf spring. We'll slide this in. All right, so now that we've got our block sitting on our perch with our locators all the way set, we'll bring this back up, line up our leaf spring locators. You have to jiggle your leaf spring around a little bit. Get that to sit. Bring that up flush. Now we can install our new U-bolts. All right, so now we've got our new U-bolts. They're gonna go in right where the factory ones were. So we'll slide these in place. Both of them in. And we're gonna reinstall our factory cradle. Get that lined up. And we can install a flat washer and a provided lock nut. We'll get one on each of our U-bolt studs. Now we'll grab our 22mm socket on our impact and we'll tighten these down. You want to tighten these down in a crisscross pattern and tighten them evenly. Now we can reinstall our lower shock mounting bolt, so we'll push our shock back into position, get this in, and then we'll tighten it back down with our 15mm socket and 18mm wrench. So we'll push this up, get our bolt through, our nut back in place, and tighten this back down. All right, so next we're going to be adding in our bump stop spacers. So we'll need to remove our factory bump stop momentarily. That has a 13mm bolt going straight through the middle. So we've got a 13mm socket and extension on our ratchet. We'll get that out. So now we've got our provided spacer. It has 2 locator tabs that are going to mount on our factory bump stop tabs, just like so. Then we've got our new provided bolt. You'll need a 17mm socket with an extension. We'll set this in here, guide this through our bump stop. We want that to come all the way up. Now we're going to guide this back into the factory mounting spot. Get our bolt started. Get that tightened down. All right, now once you got this side complete, you can do the same thing for the other side. Always remember to torque all of your hardware back down to the manufacturer specifications. Alrighty, that about wraps up our review and install of our Eibach 1-inch Pro Truck rear lift blocks for your 04 to 24 wheel drive F-150, excluding the Raptor. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.